All right, welcome everybody to the 5th episode of the Brown Carpet Podcast. My name's Corey Farrell.
And I'm Josh Groom.
And what do we do here, Josh?
Well, we take a couple of weird, real news stories and we adapt them into shitty movie pitches.
Oh, I like that.
Do you?
That sounds good.
Well, once we've done that, people can then jump on the Facebook and they'll see the poll that we've put up and they can vote on their favourite.
So just follow us on Facebook and Twitter and you can vote. It's like a democratic thing. Wonderful.
Just like they do in Russia. Get amongst it.
Delicious. All right, without further ado.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass.
He jumped over 3 linebackers in midair, sprouted headwards like a gazelle.
No one laughs at a master of quack fool.
Real nice.
Many have died from starvation due to the difficulty of finding enough food, such as seals.
Shut up.
No more Mr. Nice Duck. That's it. Right, Mr. Six?
What do you make of that? You know, it's the most fantastic story I've ever heard.
The Brown Carpet Podcast.
Okay, on the other side of that beautiful intro done by our friend James Wilson. Wonderful, Primus-inspired, funky little intro, I must say.
He's a musical musician, that man.
He's a musical musician?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Quite a hit on him too.
All right.
I love him. I love every part of him.
So, as has been forced upon me, against my will, the childish decision-making of Chun Kin Pon, or what was they calling Alex the Kid? Was it Chun Kin Pon? It was rock, paper, scissors.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking nonsense. Anyway, that's how we decide who goes first, apparently.
We do paper, rock, scissors, despite the fact this is not a visual medium. We're going to do paper, rock, scissors like we do every week. Are you ready to go?
I'm ready to go.
Let's go. 1, 2, 3. You are so fucking predictable. So fucking predictable.
You psyched me out.
I can see it in your eyes.
Jesus.
Okay, so surprise, surprise, I won again. So I'll read my
Damn it.
my real news story for the week.
Okay, hit me.
So this is the headline is Love Zoo. Will sex cure panda's habit of walking backwards?
Ooh.
There's a delightful picture of a panda eating a piece of bamboo. And here is the story. A young female panda at a Berlin zoo is being set up with a male lover in the hope that sex will help cure her unusual habit of walking backwards. Zookeepers believe the frustrations associated with life in captivity may be behind 4-year-old Meng Meng's strange affliction. Meng Meng.
Ming Ming?
It's a nice name. They hope being romanced by Zhao Guing, a panda 3 years her senior, will literally help her to move forward. Meng Meng is in puberty, Berlin Zoo director Andreas Knierim told the Berlin Zeitung newspaper. The reverse walk is a protest against things she dislikes, be it the food or the carers.
That's an interesting protest, walking backwards.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
You wouldn't consider doing something like that in your life?
No.
No? So I've taken that story and I've adapted it. And look, we've covered several genres on the show so far, but this one's a first.
What are you doing?
Quite possibly a last. The title of my adaptation is Sex Panda 4, A Furry Adventure.
So I'm going to go out on a limb here, Josh. Porn.
The film is adult erotica.
Highbrow, adult erotica.
Well, it's a costume fetish porn that takes place in the panda enclosure at the Berlin Zoo, set to the throbbing German techno soundtrack. That's right, I wrote pornography. Shout out to My Dad Wrote a Porno podcast. It's awesome if you don't listen to it. It's really funny shit. So I'm going to start. Corey, maybe you want to drop like a sexy funk bass line underneath this?
Ow!
No, like in the post-process. Don't actually. Like if you could,
Sorry.
So start it now.
And that was really bad too. It was like, ow! What was that? Ow!
I got a little bit hard when you did it.
Sorry.
Okay, so gentlemen, hit pause. Go and grab those comfy sweatpants and a tube of your favourite lotion.
I'm
Ladies,
just gonna undo my belt.
oh, get it out, mate. Ladies, feel free to flick the bean. There's no judgment here. Okay, we all settled? Oh yeah. Can you feel it? This is where the music's underneath, yeah?
Okay.
It's all sexy.
Yep.
First of all, just to warm things up, I got some sexy panda facts for you. Did you know that pandas have 4 nipples? Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. Dirty bitches. Female pandas, they ovulate only once a year, and they're fertile for only 2 or 3 days of the year. Yeah, you like that. Okay.
You gotta stop that
We'll
voice.
stop the sexy music now and I'll just read it. So our erotic journey follows Ling Ling, played by Rhianna, as she arrives at the new...
Good choice. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's going to be tricky because we are making a porn film and I've cast big for it. I'm shooting for the sky, but we'll deal with that later.
Yeah.
So played by Rhianna, as she arrives at her new panda enclosure in Germany after being shipped across from Japan. When she first arrives, she's a sad panda. The bamboo here is second rate. During the day, she gets gawked at by visitors, and the head zookeeper, Jürgen, played by Christoph Waltz, you might remember him from Inglourious Bastards, is a mean and cruel disciplinarian. Also, she's forced to share her enclosure with a domineering lady panda, Esmeralda, played by Madonna.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so it's kind of like a, older, younger
Yep.
pop thing going on, Okay, just so you've got a visual in your head, costume-wise, our panda characters will be just wearing like a big panda head, furry panda mittens, and furry boots. And besides that, just black and white undies.
Okay,
Yeah?
nice.
So opposite Ling Ling's enclosure, separated by a huge metal gate, is another enclosure containing two studly male pandas, Wolf and Toga, played by Jason Momoa and Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
Oh, man.
Big fellas.
I'm interested.
Yeah, I thought you would be. On Ling Ling's first night in her enclosure, we get our first erotic sequence as Esmeralda exerts her power over the new arrival, treating her like a second-class sex slave in a Lady Panda on Lady Panda S&M scene that puts 50 Shades of Grey to shame. Through the bars, Wolf and Toga watch all the action, and as Ling Ling climaxes, she stares at the male pandas lustfully. You getting hot?
That's cruel.
Yeah, but it's sexual tension.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
building the tension.
Cut it with a knife.
The next day, Ling Ling's depression is obvious to everyone at the zoo. She starts walking backwards as a sign of her unhappiness with the situation. The zookeeper Jürgen realises that a mopey panda is bad for business, so he brings in a professional panda cuddler to cheer up Ling Ling. The cuddler, played by Selma Hayek, is kind and caring, and this inevitably leads to our next erotic sequence.
What a job, panda cuddler.
That's a real thing.
Is it?
There are people that do that. They
Yeah,
just
wow.
cuddle pandas because they get sad,
I
apparently.
want that job.
You would do great in that job, I think. You got a future, mate. The next day... sorry, what did I do? Okay. Jürgen catches them in the act and banishes the cuddler from the zoo. Ling Ling sinks into an even darker depression. She hangs her head and constantly walks backwards. It's upsetting the visitors to the point where zoo attendance starts to dwindle. The next day at the zoo, there's a sexy office visit from the superintendent Anaconda, played by Kirsten Dunst. After which Jürgen, in a warm puddle of his own bodily fluids, realises there's only one way to cheer up Ling Ling. Bring in the man pandas.
Ow!
So in the finale of the film...
Sorry.
That was a well-timed ow.
Sorry.
It's not the first time you've done that noise, is it?
No.
In the finale of the film, underneath the shroud of moonlight, Jürgen raises the gate and allows Wolf and Toga to enter Ling Ling's enclosure. And all the simmering sexual tension hits its steamy boiling point as the climactic frenzy panda orgy explodes.
Oh,
Yeah. Can you feel
God.
it?
Yeah, no, I feel it.
I didn't want to go blow for blow with the sexual scene.
No.
I mean, you know how they play out.
I think it's better for the imagination. You just broad strokes.
Yeah, broad strokes.
Let people fill
Absolutely.
it in.
So I've shot for the sky cast-wise.
Okay.
We got Rhianna.
What's it called again?
It's called Sex Panda 4,
Yep.
A Furry Adventure.
Okay.
Because I always feel that sequels are the thing to do in porn.
Yep.
It's always like 5 or 6. So the cast consists of Rhianna playing Ling Ling.
Yep.
Madonna playing Esmeralda.
Yep.
Christoph Waltz playing Jürgen. Selma Hayek is the cuddler. Mm-hmm. Kirsten Dunst is Superintendent Anaconda. And Jason Momoa, a.k.a. Aquaman, and Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson are the male pandas, Toga and Wolf.
10 points for Anaconda name. I love it.
Cheers. And then the soundtrack's by like Kraftwerk, KMFDM, just German throbbing techno, anything,
Anything that throbs.
Yeah, anything that throbs, basically. I have a tagline I'm not hugely proud of.
Come on.
50 Shades of Black and White.
That's all right.
Yeah,
That's all right.
It's all right.
Yeah.
Didn't get the
I think you can do
reaction.
better.
I came up against the
That's
wall.
all right. That's all right. I've got nothing.
Came up against the wall. Not the only person that's going to come up against the wall.
Oh!
If this film goes down the right way. Anyway.
Yeah, nice. And so, yeah, German techno.
Oh, a budget. Yeah,
Budget, so you're going to have to, staging a zoo, I would imagine, would be expensive.
Well, maybe.
Not really?
It is a porn, so we don't really need to lash out on production design. It's not going to be photo real by any means. I think the real money's going to get spent convincing these A-level actors to fuck
do
on film.
porn.
Yeah, pretty much. That's going to be the trick. So we might have to cough up a few $100 million for that, but besides that, it's a pretty lean budget.
Get them to do a 180 on their career trajectory.
Pretty much.
Is going to be the costly thing.
Yeah.
I like it.
Oh, cheers, mate.
Yeah, it's good.
So what did you cook up this week?
Real quick.
Yeah.
Is it Anaconda?
Anaconda.
Does she still want some if you haven't got buns? Is my question.
No,
that was so bad.
She don't
sorry.
want none.
Yeah, sorry, that was horrible.
You've been waiting to squeeze that in. That's what she said. So what do you got for us this week?
Okay, my weird news story. The headline reads, Bomb squad successfully disarms artillery shell stuck in man's rectum. So explosive experts of the SFPD, that's the San Francisco Police Department bomb squad, were called to the San Francisco General Hospital this morning to disarm an artillery projectile that was stuck in a patient's anal cavity.
Can you imagine that cab trip?
He's on his belly in the back seat.
Uber. I got to get there fast. Uber X.
Totally.
I'm going to go black for that one.
The 47-year-old patient arrived at the hospital around 9 a.m. with a live M107 155mm howitzer projectile stuffed in his rectum. And I've looked this up, and it's a pretty big shell.
Pretty big?
Yeah.
And it's 9 a.m. too, so early morning.
Brush teeth.
Get your chores done.
Rectum.
Yeah. Flippers on.
The SFPD bomb squad was immediately called on the site to disarm the massive ammunition weighing almost 95 pounds.
Was it live? Live round?
Yeah. Measuring more than 31 inches long. So he only had a large portion of the hospital had to be evacuated in case the projectile exploded.
Yeah.
According to San Francisco Police Department spokesman Lieutenant Linda Hall, the shell could have destroyed most of the building if it had exploded.
Goodness gracious. What was he thinking?
I know, and this is from her mouth. This was a very delicate situation involving powerful military explosives. If it had blown up, there would have been hundreds of victims. So look, I won't go into any more of the story. You get the gist. All right, so I've got a couple of working titles for my film.
I kind of admire the guy.
I know.
Like he's taken a risk in so many different ways. Like,
Firstly, I mean, there's a lot of questions like how did he get this artillery stuff?
Yep.
You know, it doesn't really go into that at all.
Is he like has he put other artillery up there before?
Doesn't say.
Yeah.
Just
So many questions for the dude. Like
I know.
He's 47, so he's got this far in life, so he can't be that reckless.
I know.
But there he is with a 31-inch piece of artillery jammed up his ass.
It's alarming. All of it's alarming.
Yep.
So the working titles I have for this are Who Derrieres Wins
That's good.
or Horrific Rim,
All right. Yeah.
Inside Job, Code Colon, or Whole Response, HOLE. But I think Who Derrieres Wins is my favourite.
Who Derrieres wins.
Okay, yeah, cool. And it
100%.
wins, yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
All right, let me paint a picture for you. We open on a warm San Franciscan night in the summer of 1999. Teenagers and best buds Noah and Todd have snuck out to go drinking in the park. They drink some stolen beer from Noah's dad's fridge and share stories about which girls at school they want to hook up with. As the night progresses and they both become a little buzzed, Tom produces some fireworks from his backpack and suggests that to Noah they let them off. They start off with a few low-grade bungers, which do little beyond disturbing the neighbourhood dogs. Then Todd produces the Super King rocket, a powerful firecracker he stole from his dad's New Year's Eve arsenal.
Where was he hiding that?
In his backpack.
Okay, sure.
Todd suggests he ups the ante by putting the base of the rocket in his butt crack before sending it off into the stars.
Yep.
Noah immediately thinks it's a bad idea, but is keen to see his pal make a dick of himself.
That's the start of every good YouTube video.
I know.
That's awesome.
But something terrible happens, obviously.
Yep.
The Super King rocket malfunctions and blows Todd into tiny chunks from his butt to the top of his head.
Oh, it kills him.
Kills him. Kills him dead.
It's a real dark opening
Noah,
to the film.
Noah is covered in pieces of his best friend as he screams to the same night sky the rocket would never reach.
Oh.
Flash forward to Noah all grown up, doing SVPD bomb squad basic training. It's a montage of him being yelled at, completing obstacle courses, and dismantling fake bombs. He is met with the usual rookie hazing rituals: glue in the locker keyholes, grease in the overall pockets, and Photoshop pictures of his mum in lingerie on the common room walls.
Standard.
After this cools off, he becomes friends with the man responsible, Steele, named Steely for his steely resolve in the face of danger.
Responsible for what?
He's-
The pictures of his mum?
Yeah.
Oh.
He was like, just testing him out.
Oh, okay,
Now,
right.
now they're mates.
All right, yep.
Steele is a hardened expert and has dismantled over 1,000 bombs in his time. Steele takes Noah under his muscly wing, even giving him his lucky red undies.
That's a bit weird.
It's a little bit strange. Then, one night shift, Steele and Noah get the call. The call they've been training for. A right-wing nut job named Trigger has taken the hospital hostage with a bomb in his butt and is threatening to blow up everyone in it.
Oh, nice twist.
Yeah. They quickly don the gear and head in. Steele, being the big brother type, puts his hand up to go first. Noah...
I thought you were going somewhere different with
Oh,
puts
really?
his hand up. That sentence was end completely differently. Yeah, go.
Noah, a bundle of nerves, doesn't argue.
He's haunted. He's got demons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Steele manages to get within 10 metres of the target, but the place is booby-trapped. Steele kicks a wire, attaches some explosives, and is incinerated immediately, taking him with a handful of sick kids as well. So a couple of sick kids die.
It's unnecessary. All right.
It's go time for Noah. No time to mourn the dead. Noah, on autopilot, enters the building through the aircon ducts. He wriggles his way until he's right above Trigger, the terrorist guy. He waits and chooses his moment to perfection. When Trigger is preoccupied with lecturing some of the female staff on the evils of abortion, Noah swings down and kicks him right in the head, knocking him out. No one knows he doesn't have long and quickly gets off Trigger's pants to get at the explosive-ridden anus. Then it hits...
Red anus. That's a good t-shirt.
Then it hits him. Flashbacks of Todd laughing and drinking, Todd positioning the rocket in his butt, followed by the gruesome memory of being covered in pieces of Todd. Noah snaps himself out of it, reaches inside the extremist's butt, and cuts the wire. The screen flash cuts. The next thing we see is blinding flashes of paparazzi cameras. Noah is being awarded the Bravery Medal by the mayor of San Francisco. The film ends with a teary Noah pulling out Steele's lucky red undies and raising them high in a balled fist.
A brown bald fist.
Yeah. The red
The
undies.
terrorist stars.
He's washed his hand by this point.
Probably, yeah.
Okay, so...
As a tribute to his mate, maybe he didn't.
So, the cast, Noah is Channing Tatum.
Good.
Steele is Bradley Cooper.
Oh, yep.
Right-wing nutjob is Tom Hardy.
Wow, he's a men's man.
And young Todd is Steve from Stranger Things.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
He's a good kid actor.
Okay, I've got a couple of taglines.
Yep.
My first one is, Rectum damn near killed him.
Say no more. That's brilliant.
That's it?
That's awesome.
Right. I want to say the other ones anyway.
Derrieres up there. Rectum. That's great.
Standing at the rear of Annihilation, with the emphasis on anal. No. Okay.
Sure. Yeah.
Or act first, ask questions later.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
But that first one just, rectum. That's perfect.
Yeah.
So good.
And, okay, we'll lock that one in. And the soundtrack is the Butthole Surfers
Yeah,
band.
nice.
And it's going to cost about 20 mil, or maybe even more, because there's
Where
a
are
lot...
you going 20 mil?
Well, 20 million probably... That would be one actor's wage in these guys.
Oh, because they cast you.
I reckon it's like 60 million to make this film.
Okay.
And also mainly to build a model anus to get the wire cutting shot as well. That's going to be expensive. I want to build that.
Yeah, you want to go
inside
right
anus.
inside the arse.
So you see his hands fiddling.
like
for the...
follow that ass in with a GoPro, or
yeah.
hand in with a... Like follow that hand in with a GoPro or something as it gets right up in there.
Yeah. So you have to recreate a fake anus, a model anus.
Or just find, a stuntman willing to do what needs to be done.
To get loose.
Yeah.
And yeah, so it's an action heart story. Think Hurt Locker meets Silver Linings Playbook.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah.
I like it. It's touching. It's a man, facing his demons.
Well, there's touching.
There's a lot of touching.
There's a lot of touching in both ours this week.
It's deep.
Yeah.
Several levels. You've got to go deep.
Yeah. It gets deeper as well as it goes on. Yes, that's my film.
I love it.
Cool.
I love it a lot.
I don't mind the sun sometimes. It shows. I can taste you on my lips and smell you in my bones.
All right, everybody, that's another episode down of the Brown Carpet Podcast. So you should jump on Facebook or our Twitter, and there'll be polls up there now, so you can vote on either Josh's film, which is
Sex Panda 4, A Furry Adventure,
or my film, Who Derrieres Wins. We'll tally up the votes, and the winner will get a poster made by our friend Bern, and it'll be awesome.
We'll let you know next week the outcome.
Yeah. All right, that'll do it. So see you next week.
See you, cunts.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass.
He jumped over 3 linebackers in midair, sprouted inwards like a gazelle.
No one laughs at a master of quack fool.
Real nice.
Many have died from starvation due to the difficulty of finding enough food, such as seals.
Shut up. No more Mr. Nice Duck. That's it. Right, Mr. Sitz?
What do you make of that? It's the most fantastic story I've ever heard.
The Brown Carpet Podcast.
All right, then. So just jump on... Fuck.
All right then, guys.
Okay. Hey, everyone. Welcome back. Fuck.
Ciao for now.
No. See you, cunts. Oh, fuck.
Ciao for now.
Ciao. That can be your catchphrase.
It's horrible.
Ciao.
I hate ciao. I never
Corey,
say ciao.
ciao for now, Farrell. That's good.
I hate ciao for now. I'm going to do it again. That's fucking ridiculous.
Just the end bit. Just the end bit. You don't need to do all the other shit. That's fine.
Yeah?
Just do the all right, ciao for now.
I'll do a sign off, okay.
Yep.
What can I say? I'll just say, now you've got in my head that I need a sign off.
I think you need to say ciao for now.